All right, folks, here in Salvador, Arizona, and here we are on a Saturday scrapping adventure. Thank you for coming. Today's area is going to be very close to my house. We're about to pull in it. Let's go get it, folks. Well, we got a little bit of steel to start out the day here. Okay. Just the one, or we got any more? Helium steel. Hey, that's stuck in there. We start with one, and from there we go. All right, let's go. Okay, well, we've seen a couple things. Just talked to a neighbor who said that someone had already came through his neighborhood, at least a little bit farther down, and they were grabbing metal. So we'll see. I still think we're gonna get a good amount today. We always fill up the truck. I want some motor anyway, so I'm gonna play games with it. Alrighty, let's boogie. I've told this guy before, but we're gonna count the amount of old police cars he has. He has 1, 2, that's an old Explorer, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 old police cars. That's a nice one, by the way. Real nice Tahoe. Interesting. God, 10 old police cars. That's crazy. All right, let's move on. Alrighty. You know what's funny? A guy, like I was saying on the other one, a guy said a guy came through and grabbed all the metal, but we still got cords here. That's weird. Still always clip cords. No matter what. As why? Alrighty. Well, we're getting singles. Hopefully we'll be getting more. Let's move on. These singles are gonna add up. They're gonna add up. Oh man. Okay. Some little fold them up chairs here. Alrighty. We've been doing a lot of driving. We're getting the singles, but as I've said before, one stop could change all that. And I'm sure we're gonna find it soon. Time for a new pair of cutters. I've been using these at work and they're getting dull. Don't hang on my camera, please. All right. Got a bicycle. Like I said, so far it's been the born of the singles. Okay, onward. Okay, a couple bikes here. All right, and on to that now. Yeah, no, just grab the metal. Thank you, though. Appreciate it. Okay, and out and out. Alrighty. Okay, seen some metal here. Little kiddo baby fence. Oh, there's the rest. Alrighty. Not bad right here. Not too bad. If you let go of my shirt, please. Please. Ooh, almost. Okay, so now spin around. Upsy daisy, she goes. Alrighty. All right, we'll get a rope on that and we'll move on. Good deal. Well, all right, folks, here in Salvador, Arizona, and welcome to the second city. Today's area is going to be the old area, the area with the large acre lots, no alleys, really liking that. And we're going to be hitting some alleys later, but hey, folks, let's go ahead and get it. All righty, folks, let's see what we got at our first stop here today. Got a little bit of wires going on there, okay. Put those off. Well, hey, let's get these things all doctored up here. Alrighty, we got a little wire stop for our first one. And we shall continue. Good deal. Let's go. Okay, I've seen a few things here. Got a pack and play. Look at that. Oh, looks like a little, is that a busted up part? Oh, there is an AZ Special buried in there. You know, I'm gonna have a look at this because these things are good to have. They really are. They help. Well, since we got the little baby in the house, Josie. Okay. Motor out of that. All the way at the bottom. Now it can come undone. Yes. All right. There's no special. All right. See what's in that pile there. I think I see some wires. That's what that is. What's all this? Interesting. Wait a second. Dump that out. I'm gonna get some wires out of here. We'll get the rest out of that. Why not? Okay, let's do a little battle thing here. Bunch of wires and pick them all through the gunk here. Alright, let's go dump this. Taurus box, let's see, anything good? No, nothing good in the Taurus box. Darn it. A little bit of metal on that, sure. We're just making a little bit of room for the patio furniture here. This one is... That's gonna catch the wind. I'm just gonna grab the small ones. That's gonna catch the wind. I know it is. Grab these ones here. Alright, let's get stuff put away. And we'll move on. I gotta show you something. I'm sure y'all have seen this before. And it means different things. It can mean a drug area. It could mean a bad area. This area, like I said, also it can also mean a gang area. When you start seeing the thrown up, and this is a gang area. they've had one gang here for God since the 50s or 60s, but they don't bother me here. So hey, but I just wanted to show you guys that. I thought you'd find that interesting. They're all over around here. Okay, where we got here? What we got? A little bit of metal, a little bit. A little piece of metal here. We're getting there slowly, piece by piece. We got a few bits of metal there. Okay, grab those. Okay. Do a little street doctor on this one here. Okay, there's that. And this and that. All right. Alrighty, let's boogie. Okay, let's see, any of these? Born to Shine. I guess that one didn't sell too well. Okay, we got a little kiddo thingy here. Actually, not bad. Wow, interesting, to say the least. All right, let's do a little packing up and we'll move on.
Got a metal bottom, metal sides. We'll grab that. In you go. And you can come with me.
De-glassing it, de-gunking it, and we're gonna de-wire it.
Okay, so I've got a Christmas tree here. Yeah, we do.
That can go. Chin-up bar. Okay. Even got handles. Hey, look at that. Four now. All right.
Seen some steel planks there. Look heavy.
There would. That was a good one. That was a good one. That really got me. I thought for sure that was steel. Wow. Alrighty, let's move on.
So as you can tell, like I said, this is a gang area. Has been one for a long time. You see where they've crossed out the one gang and then they put themselves. Now that is the one that's been the most prevalent here. That's called La Victoria Locos. And they've been around for a very long time. So, and they're all through this neighborhood. But interesting little thing there. Let's move on. Oh, thank you even more. I was gonna grab it, but hey, just chuck it on in.
You know what? I'm probably just gonna scrap it out. Just take it off the scrapyard, yeah. Okay, thank you though. I really do appreciate it.
That one you thinking?
Yeah, just fold it up and we'll grab that out. That right there. Okay.
Here's a pound, metal pound.
What's that?
How much the metal pound?
Metal right now is going for 6 cents a pound.
Yeah, you have to.
I know, that's why I go up really high sometimes. But you also get the copper and the wires, and so that gets all mixed in, and so it kind of makes it worth it. Yeah, sir. Put this away. Oh, you too, man. Thank you. Well, alrighty, folks. Let's get this all settled down and put away. Well, let's see. I will take one flattened TV, please. Hold the man. All right. Grab this up. It's a pancake TV. Hey. Alrighty, what we got here? Well, kind of metal chair there, not too bad. There you go.
Well, I've seen a bunch of clothes, but I've also seen a little something peeking out. A little radiator.
Amongst all the wet clothing there, not bad, not bad. In you go. All right.
Wow. Quite the
pile there, isn't it? Just got a lot of metal on it. There it does. Okay. That. Oh yeah. And the little bros. And the chair, of course. Alrighty. Let's head on out.
wow. Little bit of steel there. An old antenna or something?
Maybe. I don't know, man. It's tangly as all get out. There. There you go. It gets hotter than a hoochie coochie. Alrighty. Little Alan Jackson. Now this neighborhood's kind of weird. Like they have like a half an alley. And so half of the street has to put it out front. It's interesting. Okay. Okay, there.
we don't need the base. No, we don't. Oh, yeah. This is gonna be full of Josie. This little hand puppet. I'm gonna do this for Josie. That's cute. Alrighty, let's move on. Quick PD story time, folks. This was the very first place that I ever got a hot call on as a cop. I was actually in the academy at the time, on my academy ride along. I was armed, and we got a man with a gun call. At this call, they were up there on the second floor. And I remember I stood about right there and pointed my gun at him and ordered them to come down, and then we cuffed him up right there and grabbed him. So yeah, this was the 1997 right there. By the way, it looks exactly the same. They haven't remodeled it one bit. Alrighty, we're making some room there for this beasto. Let's see, full of water? No. And we took all the copper and brass off it, huh? Okay. Okay, and upsy daisy. Alrighty, well, gonna get a rope on that, and we'll move on. All right. Hey, we'll throw on a fridge door. Why not? Put metal on it. Okay. In you go. All right. All right, we're gonna give this one a shot. I think we got the room for it. I'm pretty sure we do. Okay. Hey. Alrighty. We are in. Tie a rope on that. We'll get moving. Not bad. Well, alrighty, folks. Here we are going to call it on the second city today. Been driving a lot of alleys, a lot of leaf piles, but we still pulled out a good amount of metal here. Not bad. We're gonna be heading on down to All Metal by Scrap, which is actually just right down the road. So hey, let's get on down there. Well, all right, folks, we have meandered on down to the Avenue of Scrap. We are gonna get up on the scale. Let's see what we pulled out today. 7760, 7780 actually, 7780. Alrighty, folks, we've done our second city run for today, and today we pulled out 560 pounds, 6 cents a pound for $33.50. We'll take every dime of that, put it in diesel juice in this. And you know, $5.50, the second city puts out what it puts out. Some days I'm loaded to the hilt, and some days you get this. So either way, we're gonna keep on going. I'll see you on the next adventure, folks. Meet you out there. Well, alright, folks, we're in Selving, Arizona, and it is Scrapmobile maintenance time. And I've filmed one of these before, but it's been a while, so hey, what the heck. I want to show you one thing real quick before we start. You guys remember when I got stuck in that bad storm and was driving through that rainstorm that turned roads into rivers. You could see right there where all of it sprayed up and all that onto the engine. That's some crazy stuff, very crazy stuff. But this is the, for those who don't know, this is the Ford 6.0, the lovely 6-point blow, as some call it. But this thing has been bulletproofed by Bulletproof Diesel, and the oil filter used to be right there. That's what you're looking at, the top one right there. But when they redo it, it actually goes down and is now under here. So we're going to be changing the oil on this thing and cleaning up some of the battery terminals that are getting a little crusty there. And one thing, wait for the end to see just how much all this stuff was, because this it's been a while since I've had to do an oil change. I really don't drive this thing all that much, just on scrap runs, but we'll give you the total of this stuff here at the end. This is 5 gallons of oil, by the way. That's how much this thing takes. And I also get this stuff called RevX. I've been told by many a diesel mechanic that this stuff is good. I've been using it for quite a while. So we're gonna put it on high speed. We're gonna get all the oil out of this beast. Get this thing running good again. Alrighty folks, we are about half done. We got the oil drained out. We still got to get the battery terminals cleaned up here. As you can see, they're getting a little bit crusty here, so we're going to get that, or the oil put in there and all the other good stuff. So let's get that in there now. Alrighty folks, we are done with the vehicle maintenance. We got the things all cleaned up. As you can see there, we got those all cleaned up. We got that, make sure the oil cap is down. We go over here, make sure that these are all cleaned up and that they're all tight and good, and they are all tightened up and good. We cleaned off the overspray from driving through all that mud the other day. And here comes the big one. Everything is locked down. Okay. The oil. There's our oil right there. Boom. There she goes. There she goes. Alrighty. There we go. Now, we're going to go check for leaks, folks. It's going to get a little loud, so just bear with me for a sec. We're going to check. Okay. Nothing new that wasn't there before. Like I said, always got to spill a little bit. And let's check where the oil filter is. Let's get right under there. Looks nice and clean to me. So, with 260,057 miles on it, we did another oil change on it. So, folks, thanks for coming with me on this one. I appreciate you always being with me. See you on the next adventure. Well, alright folks, we forgot one thing about this oil change, and that was the massive price. Gosh, everything is just going up insane. So, totally at O'Reilly's, between 5 gallons and the filter, I also bought something small for my daughter, but so that was $10. So $209 plus 35, so roughly about $240. $240 for this oil change. And to keep this beast going, yes, I will. Did I buy a lot of good stuff that I did, you know, the synthetic and all that? Yes, and that's so this thing going a lot better. Levi, are you hiding? Say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Looks like a lot of pool stuff. Okay. Well, looks like the motor's not here, but the wire is. Okay. And yeah, we'll top that with something. I think I see something buried. Oh. There's enough metal on that, that's good. All right, we're gonna tie this thing down. We'll move the metal here a little bit. Little die casting, how cute. Or is that a lighter? That's a lighter. That's a lighter. That's funny. Okay. That don't look too bad. Not bad at all. Okay. Okay, let's start with this one here first. Down, down. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Is that what I think it is? Yeah, it is. Two of them. Big old digging stick and heavy. That's fiberglass. Okay. Nice copper. Very nice copper. Oh boy. That's a heavy bugger there, isn't it? Oh, a light fixture to go with it. Hey, even better. Go. Got that one. That. And the old dolly. Oh, I need to. For now. Alrighty folks, that was a bad stop. Let's move on. A beautiful part of town. Corn growing over there, a little red barn. It's a very pretty areas in this town. Little kiddo chairs. You gonna fold up on me or are you stuck? Well, that came off, that's good. There we go. A little brute force. Never hurts sometimes. Let's see. We got the chair there. Okay, what else? We'll play some Uno. And hey, some bug spray. Lots of chairs today. What is this? Okay. So I'll see how heavy it is. This could sell. Shoot. I mean, what do you know? Hey, okay. Now, let's get up in there real gently. Okay. Yeah, buddy. Oh. Man, that. Wow. Okay. A griddle. Okay. Well, we got our thing in there. Let's get these things put away and we'll move on. Well, more wheeled stuff. It's wheeled stuff day today, I guess. Carts and bikes and
three-wheel bikes and wheelchairs and yeah. Leave it. Okay, and down the rabbit hole she goes. All right. Alrighty, let's boogie. Well, hey folks, I was driving by and saw this. I was like, what the heck? Are these all like expired or something? Did they? Yeah, last year, but chicken noodle, cream of chicken. I do like me some cream of chicken. How bad are they? I mean, how old are these? This one's still showing good. Yeah, we'll get some, grab a few cans of soup here, why not? Put it in the categories box. Stewed tomatoes, yeah. Yeah, that's dented. See, if they're dented, then no, but if they're good, well then heck. Why? Chicken noodle? I've had Campbell's soup cans my whole life. Believe me, growing up in the 70s, that was very, very prevalent in my diet. All right, folks, let's move on. Well, all right, folks, PD story time. Yes, PD story time once again. And today we're going to be talking about the pursuit policy. I've talked kind of about it a little bit before, but we're going to go into some other things about it. When I first started, the pursuit policy was very, very different. Basically, you only had to take into account the conditions of the roadway. Okay, like it was a lot of traffic, whether you near school, etc., like that. Unlike today, where a pursuit is authorized based on the severity of what the suspect did. So back in the day, if they ran, you went after them. Now they say, okay, what do they do before they authorize a pursuit? That changed in about 1999 to where we could only pursue then for violent felonies. You know, armed robberies, assaults, shootings, that type of stuff. Some people ask, could we, as our department, ever intentionally ram a vehicle or do the pit maneuver? You know, you see where they hit them and they spin them out like that. For us, it was no. Our orders specifically said you will not come into intentional contact with another vehicle unless your life is in danger. The sheriff's office, state police, and several other local agencies, in fact, the city where I live, they'll do it. In fact, at their training facility, they have these big bumpers mounted on training cars to practice the pit maneuver. It's kind of interesting. The only exception to ramming a vehicle is if it's to save your life. Like I said, let's say like you're coming down the street and there's somebody in a car shooting at you. Well, you could stop and get out and return fire, or you could hit the gas and crash right into them, which there's been a couple where on the news I've seen where they've had to run people down, and sometimes you have to. The vehicle can make a pretty good weapon. I remember when I was brand new, I got to hear pursuit, a long pursuit. It was weird. I forget why they were chasing, but it was under the old policy, so they were all over the valley. I mean, they were everywhere. It was funny. They never got me to agree with that policy. Okay, these are my thoughts. Okay, these are my thoughts. I'm sorry, but you don't know why that person's running. Okay, we all hear the stories about, oh, he just didn't have a license and that's why he ran. Okay, yes, that happens. 99% of the time, no. Okay, there's a big reason. Also, one thing you see too, by backing off, they don't stop at driving like a maniac. Y'all have seen that. So now, you know, now there's no cops around, and you know the news helicopter's flying above, and he's going up on the sidewalk. He's running red lights. He's going 100 miles an hour, and there are no cops around. And then he crashes, and there are no cops. Because they all backed off. Now they got to reconverge and get back to the scene. I'm sorry, I don't agree with that at all. I've done a PD story time on the only pursuit I got into, and I've told that story before. But that involved a vehicle stolen in a kidnapping, where the victim was forced at gunpoint to go to different ATMs and withdraw money. And another officer spotted that vehicle, and we both got into a pursuit. We got up to, I think, 135. That was my highest in a Crown Vic. And like I said, people are running for a very valid reason. Okay, like I said, for the vast majority, there's a big reason they're running. Is there a body in the trunk? I mean, could he be a child molester, a rapist? Well, you don't know. I mean, how many bad people did I have to let go of all the pursuits I you know, and also, what if this person, now that you let go, does things more, and you could have stayed on him? Like I said, they never got me to agree to that. And again, those are just my opinion. This was a funny one. This one, this doesn't really have to do with police work, but it was a side job. After I got divorced, I was broke. Go figure, huh? And my boss had a part-time job where he had a relative who owned rental properties, and they needed someone to clean pools. So I said, yeah, I'll do it. What the heck? I'll be the pool boy. I didn't wear any Speedos. I didn't do that. But no, it was funny because there was one house, the last house of it was way up in North Scottsdale. Scottsdale was a very long city, north and south, and it was way up in North Scottsdale, and it was January, and I slipped in the pool. I fell into this ice cold. Anyways, I fell in this ice cold water and got out. My phone was in my pocket, everything. I just felt so stupid, and I just went home. So that was my little side job, and I didn't do that job for much longer. I wasn't for me. So hey folks, hope you guys enjoyed that one, the PD story time, and let's get on back. Hey, look at that, ceiling fans. All right, now I'm wondering something here. Okay, go up that way, please. Thank you. Oh boy, she's a leaker. Oh baby. The bottom's all busted out on this thing, so yeah, we're gonna get a rope on that. All right, let's get down the road a bit, and then we'll get a rope on that. Before we got around the corner, we ran into some Arizona special. One or two? Looks like we got two. All right. These little half ones here, they hide on you. All right. There's that. Okay, that one's undone already. Sorry. Clothes on me. These are them. Oh, the chair legs. There they are. Oh, yeah. We'll take that. We'll take that all day long. Alrighty folks, let's do a wrap up here today. Water heater day today, definitely got a couple of them, and wheeled object day today. A lot of wheeled objects, including this thing here, which was a beast to get in, and that was a good deal there. That's probably going to be going up on Facebook Marketplace, I guarantee you that. But hey folks, we're gonna run the stuff on down. It's gonna be closing soon because it's Saturday, so get this down, see what it pays us. See you there. Alrighty folks, we have made it on down to the scrapyard. And there's going to be a little surprise on the top of the pile. You'll see as we get in here. I'll they did something very nice for me. You'll see here in a sec. I don't know if you can see it already, but there's a semi on top, and that was the semi I posed with. Where are we at? Ooh, 8160, 8160. Now we are gonna save that big cart, so oh, wait, I gotta wait for green light. There we go.
And here we go, folks. I'm the king of the mountain. My empire of trash right there. I like that. Salvaging in Arizona. That's pretty cool. Let's get this thing unloaded. Alright, we got rid of all that. We are keeping that big heavy cart for sale. So let's see what we wound up at. 74.20, 74.20. Okay. Well, alright folks, here in Salvaging in Arizona, let's do a wrap up here for the week on the steel. So at the Second City, we pulled out 560 pounds at 33.50. Today, we got 740 pounds at 44.50. Not bad at all for a total of 78 bucks. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. And let's go through. We got a little bit of grub there. We got our good copper pieces here. Brass and copper together. Look at this little thing. That's a lighter. I scratched it. It's die cast, but yeah. And a little bit of wires, of course. And check this thing out. I have the fan in there just to show how big this thing is, and this thing is a beast. Getting this thing in was like insane. But yeah, it's a huge cart, and this is going up for sale. Definitely going for sale. So really happy about that. And folks, we are currently at 2873 subscribers. That is a whole bunch. I'm telling you folks, thank you so much. And folks, I'll see y'all next week. Thanks for tuning in. Check you later.